In everyday life, eating food serves as the fuel of our body, as it gives us the nutrients that we need for us to be able to work. But food can be also harmful to us. From the last reporters, we already learned about the food hazards, which are the physical, chemical, and the biological hazard. Now, I will be reporting my topic, which is sources of food safety hazards. Here, you will be learning what food safety is, how is it important, what causes it, and how to prevent it. So why food safety is important? Food safety is important as it helps to protect consumers from the risk of foodborne illness. Of course, consumers demand not only nutritious but also safe food. Unsafe food consumption can cause people get sick, causes different types of diseases, and may also cause death. What is food safety hazards? An agent or condition that could potentially cause an adverse human health effect. Food safety hazards occur when food is exposed to hazardous agents which results in contamination of that food. Food contaminations happen when something gets into the food that shouldn't be there. Food contamination is the prime cause of foodborne disease. So what are these food contaminants? There are three types of food contamination: physical contamination, chemical contamination, and biological contamination. First is physical contamination. Physical contamination means food that has been contaminated by physical objects such as hair, glass or metal, pests, jewelry, and dirt. It is probable that everyone at some stage had found things or physical matter that should not be present in the food. How do we prevent these things to happen? The most common thing that we can find in food is hair strands. Whether you're eating a pasta or a cooked rice, we can notice small hair strands from it. So when preparing food, you should always keep your hair out of the food by tying back your hair neatly and wearing hairnet. Glass or metal. We often see cracked plates in a restaurant. Cracked or broken crockery and utensils should be thrown away, as well as any food that might have come into contact with it. Pests. You must keep vermins out of your premises. When we say vermins are animals that spread harmful bacteria and cause danger. It is important to check regular signs of pests like damaged packaging, droppings like fur, feces, etc. Throw away any food which could have been touched by pests. You should also take off any jewelry like rings, watches, and bracelets that could fall into the guest's meal. Dirt often gets into the food via unwashed food and vegetables, so you should always check and properly wash the vegetables before cooking it. Chemical contamination occurs when chemicals get into food. Common source of chemical contamination in a commercial kitchen includes kitchen cleaning agents like dishwashing liquids, unwashed fruits and vegetables, because sometimes farmers use chemicals to keep away the pests, and this might include pesticides or insecticides. Food containers made from non-safe plastics, pest control products, kitchen equipment. The third one is biological contamination. Biological contamination occurs when food containing naturally occurring substances that are poisonous to humans are ingested. Biological contamination are producers of living organisms that pose a risk to human health if absorbed into the body. It is a common cause of food poisoning and food spoiled. Food poisoning can happen when a disease-causing bacteria or other germs, also called pathogens, spread to the food and are consumed. Here we have bacteria. Bacteria are small microorganisms that split and multiply very quickly. In conditions ideal for bacterial growth, one single-cell bacteria can become 2 million in just 7 hours. One example of a bacteria is a Salmonella. For example, in a food like raw eggs, this may contain high risk when consuming it raw, but when you cooked it properly, the risk of Salmonella is low. To slow down the growth of bacteria and prevent food risk, you need to follow food safety best practices designed to control bacteria growth through proper food handling techniques. Preventing food contamination. The best way to prevent food contamination from happening in a food business is through food safety training and education. Food handlers must be trained in fundamental food safety concepts and practical skills such as 1. Safe cooking temperatures. 2. Proper storage and preparation of high-risk food, also called potentially hazardous food. 3. Effective cleaning and sanitizing techniques. 4. The importance of personal hygiene and their legal responsibilities with regards to food safety. Therefore, it is important to understand and identify the types of hazard which exist during the food production journey to ensure that consumers' health and safety is protected as far as possible.